We are down to the final 3 movies of the packaged film era. As the war came to a close, Disney Studios began releasing movies with a bit more of a storyline to them. Does that make them better? Well, let's find out with Fun and Fancy Free. Before we start, don't forget to like and subscribe below. We have a lot more movies to rank, and I don't want you guys to miss any of them. So, hit that bell. Storyline. This movie starts with Jiminy Cricket, who is not in top form. I don't know what it is about him, but I only buy his contribution if he is a conscience or a mouse. Jiminy runs into a doll and bear, and then advertises for Dinah Shore? And we listen to a story about Bongo the circus bear. Bongo can do everything, but he hates the circus. Bongo escapes into the forest. He is scared of everything. Is he related to Snow White? Pointless shenanigans ensue, of course, and he finds a girl bear skinny dipping. Not for kids. They fall in love, but he discovers that she's into some sort of 50 Shades of Grey crap where she likes to slap the guy that she's in love with. Seriously, not for kids. Another bear challenges Bongo, and she accidentally slaps him, sending the wrong message. The confusion is sorted out, and Bongo falls in love with Lula. Now, I just told you that story in what, 10 lines? But the movie takes 35 minutes. Are you kidding me? This is the slowest storyline I have ever heard of. Jiminy then takes us to the creepiest birthday party I've ever seen. One little girl, a ton of creepy dolls, and one old creepy man. This could only be a positive if it's used as a cautionary tale. But, of course, this movie treats it as though this is a completely normal circumstance. Edgar Bergen and his puppets begin to tell a tale of Mickey, Goofy, and Donald in the countryside of a magic kingdom. It's a pretty standard retelling of Jack and the Beanstalk with nothing really new to add. I'm not really even going to restate the story because you all know it already. The only difference is that the giant has a pointless thing where he can change into anything. But that makes no sense. As a matter of fact, it just complicates the storyline more. I mean, if he can change into anything, why doesn't he just change into a bird as he starts climbing down the beanstalk so that, you know, he doesn't fall to his death or something? It's like he wanted to die. And at the very end of the movie, it's a scene of the giant waking up and walking into our world. I'm not really quite sure what that symbolism is supposed to mean, but I mean, it's there. Fun and Fancy Free is not a fun movie for me. It's actually one of those where I wanted to like it, but I just couldn't enjoy it. Bongo is particularly horrible because it's slow moving, and Jack and the Beanstalk, well, it would be a lot better if Edgar Bergen wasn't in it. But objectively, it does have storylines in it, and objectively, those storylines are better than Make Mine Music. I mean, the whole movie is only 2 stories, and Jack and the Beanstalk is decent. This may possibly be my least favorite Disney movie of all the Disney movies so far. Maybe next to Saludos Amigos. But it receives 5th place out of 9 for storyline. Music. The songs in this movie are either too slow or feel like they belong in a commercial. The best song is Bears Like to Say It With a Slap. It's a fun song, but those bears definitely have some consent issues. And the worst song is When the Harp Sings. I mean, it sounds like a professional writer just sat down and farted out a song in an hour.
What a very merry day, all the world is gay.
Not that I could do any better, but then again, I'm also not employed by Disney. The music of this piece is pretty awful. At least Saludos Amigos has some style and some flair to it. This music is just boring. It's contemporary, but it's boring. And it ends up giving it last place out of 9 slots for music. Animation. The only moment of note in this movie is the 3-second scene that shows a beautiful background looking off of a cliff onto a reflective lake. It's really very beautiful, but it only lasts 3 seconds. And even then, the foreground still doesn't match the background. None of the animation here is incredible, but it does get a bit better when Mickey and friends are on the screen. Even then, not by a huge amount. This animation is far worse than Dumbo, so it receives, once again, last place out of 9 slots for animation. Character. Jiminy is annoying, the cat is a villain with no motivation, Donald is selfish, Goofy is, well, goofy, and Mickey is the bland good guy. At one point, I'm pretty sure Donald even considers cannibalism until he realizes that he has a cow he could kill instead. The giant is extremely stupid. I mean, annoyingly stupid.
Not all giants are dumb, now give me the boy!
And now I know how that stereotype started. Character development for Fun and Fancy Free is next to nothing. It does have more character development though than Saludos Amigos, and Fantasia at least has some gravitas. So Fun and Fancy Free receives 8 out of 9 for character this week. Technology. There are no technological breakthroughs used for this movie at all. Nothing at all. It's as straightforward of an animation as you can possibly get. So Fun and Fancy Free receives 9th place for technology also. Overall, this is a pretty straightforward one. It just doesn't do a lot of innovating, so there's not really a whole lot to say about it. Its animation and songs are pretty bland also. It has a couple of fun moments when it's not being interrupted by Edgar Bergen, but Fun and Fancy Free receives 9th place overall. Hey, thanks for joining me for this bummer of a ranking. I hope you are overall enjoying these rankings as much as I am. Leave a comment below for how your own personal order would go so far, and I'll see you again next week.